Here.
Tom Carter, Assistant Corporation Counsel. I haven't seen Fran Tito here yet. Okay, first item on the agenda is the minute.
Mayor, I ask for a moment of personal privilege. I would hereby ask for a moment of silence to remember and honor those Americans lost on September 11, 2001. Our veterans, active duty, and first responders who put their lives on the line every day in the call of duty to our community, state, and nation, and her people. So moved.
Okay, item number 1 is the minutes for approval. Item 1.1, special virtual meeting of August 13th, and item 1.2, special virtual meeting of August 25th, 2020.
Move to waive the reading and approve the following meeting minutes. The special virtual meeting August 13th, 2020, the special virtual meeting August 25th, 2020. So moved.
Second. Motion is made and seconded by McPherson. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none opposed, the motion passes unanimously. Item number 2 is Corporation Council billing.
Move to authorize a total payment of $2,266.27 to Corporation Counsel Kenosha Stanek LLC for services rendered per statement dated September 8, 2020, with funds to come from the following legal services accounts. All fees to come from the legal fees account. So moved.
Second.
A motion is made and seconded by Belmacy. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Hearing none opposed, the motion passes unanimously. Item number 3 is September statutory refunds.
Move that the report of the tax collector relative to the refund of taxes for a total amount of $8,181.89 be approved, and that the finance director be directed to make payments in accordance with the certified list received from the tax collector with funds to come from the statutory refunds account. So moved.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded by McPherson. Discussion. Hearing no discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Are there any opposed? Hearing none opposed, motion passes unanimously. Item number 4 is funding for additional improvements to city-owned property at 27 Old Town Road.
Move to appropriate an amount of $20,000 for additional improvements to city-owned property at 27 Old Town Road, with funding to come from automatic bonding pursuant to section 7.16 of the city charter.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded by Belmacy. Discussion. So you can see, there is a total amount of what we spent over the course of the last several months to rehabilitate this house. I can tell you the work that we've done there has been extensive. There are still 2 more items that need to be done and will require additional expenditure on this property before we're completed. We have to do extensive tree trimming and tree removal as the property is well overgrown with mature trees in and around the house. And the second thing we have to do is put a septic system in. And we are currently working on that right now. We're going to be doing that in-house through Public Works. And I'm getting quotes on the tree trimming and removals. And I'm estimating we're probably going to spend another $15,000 to $16,000 there. Just an estimate for your update.
With this appropriation of $20,000, we will now have $73,800 invested value is far in excess of that.
Yeah, and I've been updating the board, over the course of the last couple of months on the things that we've been doing there, and, it's been a virtual, reduced to a shell and then, redo all the mechanicals and the finishes. The house came out, it's pretty impressive. If you had the opportunity, anybody wants the opportunity to go walk through it, so you'll get a greater appreciation of what I'm talking about, we're happy to arrange that for you. Any questions? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Do I hear any opposed? With that, the motion passes unanimously. Item number 5 is funding for the renovations to the community center pool. This is the women's locker room area.
Move to add the community center pool area women's locker room renovations in the amount of $23,500 to the capital improvement plan, with funding to come from LoSiP.
Second.
Motion is seconded by Simonet. Discussion. I think the description of the breakdown of the pricing in the items is pretty self-explanatory. The community center has been there for about 30 years now. This was the original application, and with the corrosive nature of all the chlorine gas that exists, from the pool area, a lot of rust occurs over the years, plus the wear and tear. And quite honestly, this is a total replacement, because the application and materials that they have today is far superior to what they were doing 30 years ago. So, any questions? Hearing no questions, all those in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Is there any opposed? Okay, hearing none opposed, the motion passes unanimously. Item number 6 is for the over expenditure for the town clerk's office.
Move to authorize the over expenditure for the town clerk's office printing and advertising account through the end of fiscal year 2020-2021, subject to expected reimbursement by the state of Connecticut.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded by Mel Macy. Discussion.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, the current balance in the account is $3,773, and as of yesterday, the state put out the information with respect to how much each town is going to get in the grant for these expenses, for the election expenses. And Shelton will receive $23,441. So we should be in good shape.
In other words, we should be made whole.
Yep.
Okay, any questions? Again, there's a backup email from the town clerk that really kind of outlines the things that they're going to be required to do. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Are there any opposed? Hearing none opposed, the motion passes unanimously. Item number 7 is the funding for Shelton High School tennis courts. Go ahead.
Move to appropriate the amount of $91,355.75 for the Shelton High School tennis courts, with funding to be provided by Board of Alderman bonding pursuant to Section 7.16 of the city charter.
Second. Motion is made and seconded by McPherson. Discussion. I've asked Gary DeFilippo to come and give a quick explanation as to why the overage, and he is here to do that. Gary, just come to the microphone. Thank you.
As you're aware, the tennis courts are completed. We increased the scope of the project after, I guess it was around December. We increased it by 16%, which included the foundation around the courts for a future building. We were able to pick up 2 extra courts in doing that, and that's basically the reason for the overage.
Yeah, but the real reason is that it didn't get picked up and incorporated into the original motion when the project was originally approved. You know, I had sat and discussed with Gary and our engineer about the project, and I think it's fair to say that we all agreed that it made sense to put the foundation in and around the court with the thought that at some point in time in the future that there would be a building on it. And I think I explained this to the board a couple months back when we first asked for the approval. Unfortunately, that cost did not get picked up or incorporated into the original motion.
Right, so in effect, what has to happen, Gary, is that the total project cost at the outset was estimated to be $456,659. We did appropriate through LoSiP $150,000 and Board of Laws and Bonding $306,659. So we did appropriate all the money. But the change was explained, and we do understand it. We have to revise the total project cost. And this $91,000 would apparently cover the cost of the changes that were made to the project.
That's correct.
It was pretty straightforward, it was pretty understood, and it was every step of the way, that you just have to revise the total project cost.
It was a unit-based contract, and so it gave us the ability to pick and choose the things that we wanted to add or increase or delete to the scope of the project. As I said, unfortunately, that didn't get incorporated into the original motion, and it should have. Any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Are there any opposed? With no opposition, the motion is approved unanimously. Thank you. Item number 8 is funding for the 2020 Assistance to Firefighters Grant Program COVID-19 supplement.
Move to appropriate an amount of $38,184 from general fund surplus for the fiscal year 2020 Assistance to Firefighters Grant Program COVID-19 Supplemental, AFGS, with the city's cost share being 10% of the total amount and the remainder to be reimbursed to the general fund by the AFG-S grant. So moved.
A motion is made and seconded by Bill Macy. Discussion.
It's pretty well explained, and you'll avoid whether it's a company.
Now, this is ongoing, right? Right, Paul? This is an ongoing reimbursement as we expend money associated with COVID through the fire services?
Correct, yeah, and that's all PPE in the past,
Yeah.
that's our response.
Okay. Any questions from the board? Hearing none, all those in favor? Aye.
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 Is there any opposed? Is there any opposed? Hearing no opposition, the motion passes unanimously. Item number 9 is the loan commitment with Newtown Savings Bank.
Move that the board approve the terms and conditions offered by Newtown Savings Bank to the city of Sheldon regarding a loan in the amount of up to $1,350,000 for the purchase of fire vehicles/trucks, and further move to authorize Mayor Ready to execute any and all paperwork necessary to complete the transaction.
Second.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded. Just for the record, it should be noted, and normally it's incorporated into the motion, that it's the mayor and the corporation council that will affect the, final contract. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Are there any opposed? Hearing no opposition, the motion passes unanimously. Okay, at this time, I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session and ask that Assistant Corporation Counsel Carter, join us.
So moved. Second.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded by McPherson.
What you heard in the background was McPherson's echo. Mr. Perry, you believe back there?
Morning. Tom Cotter, Assistant Corporation Counsel. I assume everything's off, right? So, this is Vincent Palaccia. He has 9 claims with the city of Shelton. We've been through this a couple of times in executive session, and I took it to the Board of Education at their last meeting in executive session. So now we're prepared to go forward. I've drafted all the paperwork. It calls. Yeah, that's what it was.
Well, let me turn it off. The speaker is off.
I turned this off.
You're online.
Well, the secret's out.
I've lost volume.
Stand by, Anthony.
Okay.